Alright guys, so today is the first day back in my classroom, and I was not expecting this, but the AC is not working, so I don't think I'm going to stay here long. When I came a couple weeks ago, when they said like I couldn't really do anything to set up, the AC was working just fine, but I just heard from another teacher that it's probably not going to be done until the day after orientation, like when we meet the students and meet the parents. So it's going to be interesting. And today the goal was not really to do that much setup. Like I wanted to work a little bit on my library and getting some of the books leveled and separated, but I don't think so. And what I really want to do is just sit down and plan out the first week of school. So we come back on, students come back on a Wednesday. I have Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday planned out. And I just wanted to do the next full week, starting on the 13th. Yeah, I'm probably gonna pack it up, take it home and go do that there. And I didn't really want to do that much here in my room just because I want to completely plan everything out first and then execute. And so I was listening to a podcast yesterday, Truth for Teachers, Angela Watson. She's amazing. Love her. She was talking about like time-saving tips, I think. And she was saying like before you start doing things, you want to have everything really planned out first before you execute your plan, because if you're planning and executing at the same time, you'll end up wasting time. And so time is precious. I don't really have time to waste. We're going to pack it up and take it home. So I'm back home now, and I am just like, oh my gosh, Dee, how did you waste a whole entire day? When I got to school, it was like 11 something, and the time is now almost 3 o'clock. I was looking down at my phone to see what's the time. The time is now almost 3 o'clock. What have I done? I left the school. I went to, where did I go? I went to Chick-fil-A, and then I had to get some gas because my gas light came on. I went to the market to buy some vegetables and some chicken wings to make dinner tonight. I was so disappointed in myself last night because I was on a good streak. Like I had a really good streak going of Sunday, we didn't eat out. Monday I cooked. Tuesday I cooked. Wednesday would have been 4 days in a row, which for me is kind of a big deal because we eat out so often that I really feel and believe and know that we could have been debt-free already by now if we weren't constantly eating out. So last night or yesterday, I spent so much time lesson planning for my first few days that I was just like sitting at the table getting it done until about 5 p.m. almost. It was like maybe 4:40 when I stopped. And at that point, I didn't already have the ingredients. I should have left earlier to go get them. And I had not picked up my son. I hadn't picked up Ian. And it just would have, like if I tried to cook chicken yesterday like I wanted to, we wouldn't be eating until about 8 o'clock. And that wouldn't work. So I told Kevin to pick up a pizza and some wings from Papa John's. I love Papa John's because the little garlic sauce and the pepper they put in there, the banana pepper. But the thing is, I don't eat cheese. Ian doesn't eat dairy either. And so when I eat pizza, I have to take all the cheese off and then put the toppings back on there. So that's what we had yesterday. Now, this is what I need. Planning guide with list of materials. So I just opened up the school calendar online. I have my two computers here. I have my work computer right here, and I have my personal computer right here. And I need to print out a calendar because I don't have a planner. I don't have a planner for the new school year yet. So I need to get one, but I do need to print out at least August through December for the first 2 quarters, so I can pace out the math that far. And then I will get started on my planning. So that's what I'm doing, guys, and I'll check in with you later. I actually have a question. So I want to know, are there any teachers out there that have to do your own curriculum mapping, or is that done for you by your school, or is it done for you by your district? It's not something I've ever had to do before until I came to a private school, and we only have one teacher per grade level. So like the onus is on the teachers to make sure that, you know, what we need to teach gets taught. But this is not the easiest thing for me. And the last couple years we've had huge storms in the fall before the first, probably during the first quarter. So we had, was it Matthew 2 years ago, I think, and then Irma last year, or vice versa. I don't remember. And so I am just praying to God that we do not have another hurricane in Florida or really anywhere else this year, because let me not say because, like, the worst thing about the hurricane is that it throws off my little planning. Like, a hurricane devastates families and lives, but, and actually even takes lives, but additionally, like, it does make it harder to like stay on schedule and get caught up after the aftermath of that, like when everyone is coming back into school. So yeah, really praying that we don't have any situations like that this year. And I'm going to continue mapping this out on my little calendar that I printed out. I just want to see like how far I can get with this curriculum, pacing it out the way that I am. And what I'm doing is, after each test, I'm putting one catch-up day, and then after every 5 tests, or every 5 tests, I'll put 2 catch-up days. And so I am endeavoring, and it is my goal for the 2018-2019 school year to just really stay on track with making sure that we're moving at a good pace through the curriculum. So I'm all done with mapping out my math curriculum for the school year, and the way that I've done it, we have 135 lessons, and I'll get to lesson 125. And so those last lessons are really more 3rd grade material than 2nd grade. I'm just glad that I was able to get that done. I'm making some chicken right now. So here, sorry, I know raw chicken is not appetizing to look at, but I am getting ready to wash and season the chicken. And then after that, I am going to go pick up Ian from his papa's house. I'm gonna quickly season up this chicken. And when we were younger, like, my mom would always cook she would cook Sunday dinner on Saturday night, and then she would put it in the oven while we were at church well, she wouldn't put it in the oven while we were at church because that would clearly be impossible. But before we left to church, she would either like have it finished cooking, or she would put it in the oven before we went to church. I'm gonna use this. So I went to a princess house party once, which I guess that's the name of the company, and they sell glassware stuff, I think. And I bought these little dishes. Oh yeah, so my mom used to always she would sometimes leave the dinner cooking on low in the oven while we were gone at church. And so I never thought that it would be dangerous because nothing bad ever happened. And so I would do it all the time myself as an adult. And then when I got married, Kevin was like, "What are you doing? Like, why would you leave the oven on and leave the house? That doesn't even make sense." And so that was like, I don't know, maybe the first year or two, we would get into it sometimes because he would get really upset at me when I left the oven on, and I would just forget that he didn't want me to because I was just so used to doing it for such a long time. So I'm gonna finish up cooking my dinner, and I will check in with you guys later. Give mommy your green card. Get your green card. Where are you going? Oh, I got you. Mama got you.